About the changes of life, how life changed for you. What happened?
When my dad passed away, I was only 5. Life didn't change much because my mom did everything she can to provide food for us, and we didn't see any changes. Like, she makes sure that we have enough food, we have enough clothes. She didn't want us to think like we don't have a dad, or to compare us with other kids. But she tried by all means to provide food for us and clothes and shelter. That was good too, and I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, things changed 2014 when she passed away. That's when the whole life turned around, and it was upside down.
Right. Let's talk about the upside down. It's not easy because at this point, how old are you when mom passed away? How old were you?
13.
13, right? And you're only 20. So from the age of 13, both your parents are gone. Your older sister is gone. So it's left to you and your brother. At this point,
Yeah.
Are you still living in Heathcliff? Were you still living in Heathcliff?
No, I was born in Heathcliff, but we never lived in Heathcliff. We lived in Mabuku, then we moved to Highfield, then we moved to Granada Park. That's where my mom and dad bought our stand there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's talk about the upside down. When mom passed away, what happened?
When mom passed away, that's when things started to change, because when my mom was alive, all the relatives, like, we used to come to our place and we used to enjoy as a family. We used to visit our cousins, just as family. But when my mom passed away, no one looked at us. Everyone just go their way. So that's when life started to getting hard for me, because that's when all things changed.
Okay. So you were 13 years old, and did it mean at this point you needed to start to look after yourself? Where was your older? Where was? Because you have one other brother. Where was he? Were you now just staying the two of you in the house that mom and dad left you?
Yeah. In 2014, my brother got signed with Triangle Football Club.
Mm-hmm.
So he was not there most of the time. He was living far from me, so he used to come here and there.
But now that you're 13 years old and you're living at home on your own, did you look after yourself? Did you used to cook for yourself? Were you still going to school? What was going on at this point?
Yeah, I cook for myself. I get help from church members and from neighbors, from friends. And then by then, I dropped out from school when my mom was still alive, because my mom got sick for a year. Then that year, I decided to drop out from school because I couldn't go to school while she's sick. So I dropped from school when my mom was alive. Then when I wanted to go to school, that's when she passed away. That in 2014.
So you dropped out from school, in other words, because your mom died when you were 13. You dropped out of school when you were 12 on your own. You decided to drop out of school because you wanted to look after your mom.
Yeah, that was the best thing, because she was alone.
So there was no one else that was there to help?
Yeah, there was no one else. Relatives used to come, and they come then visit for hours, then they go back. So most of the time, she was alone.
Right. And you decided to say, you know what, I need to look after my mom. At 12 years old, and you decided, I know you, so I'm a bit biased. I know you're a very sensible young man that takes a lot of responsibilities, even though you're young. But we'll come back to that. And then, so when you decided that now you want to go back to school, that's when mom passed away, which meant there was no school fees for you to go back to school.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So you started to stay home. Did the school, when you dropped out from school, did the school come and ask why you're not coming to school?
No, because it was my first term being at that school.
Okay.
Yeah. So they didn't ask, and I still remember that term. I go to school. They finish the other term, but I failed to pay school fees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Right. So now the church members are helping you. None of the relatives show up. You're running a house on your own, and life is going. You're growing up. You're raising yourself, basically. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what happened now? What are some of the challenges you faced during that period? What was the toughest thing that you can remember that happened during that time?
Oh, okay. The toughest thing is that when our house gets struck by lightning, that was
Right.
the toughest, and that is the thing that even changed my life, and I had to move because my house gets struck by lightning. In 2016, mid 2016, if I still remember.
Right. So now mom's died. You're staying at home. You're looking after yourself with help of other church members, etc. But while she was staying at home, lightning, like as in lightning from the rain, came and just struck the house, and the house caught on fire.
Nope, it didn't go on fire, but it collapsed the backyard because it's a 3-roomed house. So
Okay.
the other room collapsed. Yeah.
Right. So it meant the house basically just demolished. So where did you go at that point? Where did you go?
That one room demolished the backyard. Then I lived there while it's open at the backyard. So it was hard because I was living there, and the other part is wide open, and at the back there's a bush. There's no other house there at the backyard. So it was hard for me, and it was scary because you don't know what will come in the house. Maybe a snake will sneak up, and so it was hard for me until another church elder said to me, can you move to my house for 2 weeks? Then I'll fix your house.
Wow. So yeah, go on.
So by that time, I had no option than to move because I was scared to continue living in that place. So I agree, and I. So I agreed and moved and took my things, and I moved to their house for 2 weeks.
Right. Okay. So when the house got struck by lightning, after your sister, your mom, your dad, and then the house tragedy and everything, how were you feeling in your mind? What was going on, emotionally? What were you feeling? Because you were so young. And at one point, you literally had to live in a home that was open. How were you feeling?
It was hard for me, to be honest. The pain was too much. I was feeling scared. I cried each and every day, but I cried, and I always prayed. But this was hard for me.
Okay, so you said something. You always used to pray. So was your source of comfort God in prayer? Is that where you got your comfort from?
Yeah, because that's where I get my comfort from. Because my mom teach me, like, you must always believe in God. So, in all circumstances that I went through, I always put God. Though it was hard, but I always put God.
Okay. So you basically stopped school at grade 7. That's when you stopped school.
No, Form 1.
Oh, Form 1. That's when you stopped going to school completely.
Yeah.
Did you ever go back to school?
I did, for playing football.
Okay.
Football season.
Oh, you played football only? But what about writing your GCSEs, your ZJCs, your A-levels? Did you ever do that?
No, I didn't write any.
Me, already from listening to the story that Ngoni has gone through. And if you're somewhere out there listening into the show right now, and you think life is hard, and you think, oh my God, how can I even go on? When you think everything is coming close, when you think all odds are against you, here is a young man who is only 20, turning 21, who lost everything by the time he was 12, only finished school at 12, but he's still got a smile on his face, and he wants to share his inspiration and story. He did not have anybody. He didn't have anybody apart from shout out. Thank you so much to the community that helped playing, because you spoke about a coach. Were you playing football at this point?
Yeah, I was playing football.
Where were you playing football?
In at Black Mambas junior club.
How did you get to play football at Black Mambas Junior Club?
Oh, there's this guy that I used to watch playing at Dynamo. It's called Willard Manyatera. He's now playing in Mozambique. So I approached him and said, "Can you link me with any team?" That's when he linked me with Black Mambas, because by that time he gets signed by Black Mambas. So he linked me with Black Mambas juniors.
Okay. So where did you meet this Good Samaritan? Where did you meet him? Did you meet him from where you used to live? How did the connection come and all of that stuff?
I met him in Highfield, Willowville Flats. We lived at Block 12 and he used to live at Block 1. So
right.
I used to watch him each and every day.
Also, you used to get inspired and seeing him playing football because you like to play football. And then you just decided to walk up to him and say, "Look, I want to play just like you."
Yeah.
And then fortunately enough, he got you into the team that he was playing at that time.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you must have good guardian angels, Ngoni. Right. So now you're signed in the new club, things are working well, and then you're starting to progress.
I started to progress
with regards to football. So as you were progressing in football, life was essentially changing for you as well at this point.
Yeah, it was.
Right. Okay, so to tell me more of your story, then what happened at that point?
Oh, at that point, I started playing at that professional team in 2017. So it was another city.
Yeah.
So we packed our bags and moved there. Then I will spend the whole year playing there. And then when the season is off, I came back to that elders place where I was staying. Then in 2018, another season, I went back again to that team, but it was now different because there was no salary, no bonuses and stuff. It was only accommodation, and it was hard in 2018.
Right.
Because we were playing with the big teams who are highly paid, and we were not paid. So it was a difficult moment where you're just living for food and training only, no other motivation, like compared to other teams where when they play they promised bonuses and salaries. So it was different for my team.
So did you just continue to play with the team?
Yeah, I continue. I finished the whole 2018 season, and you know that's when my life changed somewhere. I met that's when I met Tess in that 2018. Was in that 2018 it was hard, and it pushed me close to God in those hardest times.
Right.
You see, so each and every time I used to go to church, to a local church, and pray. And before I play my game, I used to go to there in a Bible study. So in 2018, it really put me close to God.
The season at this professional club, obviously there was nothing else happening there. What did you then decide to do?
Oh, when we finished the whole season, actually a miracle happened to me. another pastor in the church I was going said, I want you to come to my house because we're living on next day. So he said, I want you to come to my house tonight. I said, okay. Then I went there and he said, I want to give you my jacket. He gave me his jacket. It was a brand new jacket. And I said, thank you so much. I said, I wish you the best. And they give me love and stuff and say, I wish you all the best in your general football. So when I was, when I want to go there, leaving them, that's when the pastor's wife said, I had something in my heart telling me to give you a phone, because by that time I didn't have a phone. So I said, he said, yeah, I want to give you a phone. Then she gave me a phone. She removed the line and gave me the handset. So in that season changed my life. And previously there was Tess. Tess, she was a missionary by that time. She came to Zim for the first time. So I met her in church, you see. And then I was going through a lot, depression, and I didn't have anyone to tell. So I shared what I was going through with Tess, and he started praying for me. And then she left. So when she left to South Africa, I stayed, and that pastor gave me the phone, right? Yeah. So when I put my line in that phone, everything was there, and that's when Chase's number was there. So are you getting where I'm going? So when I saw Chase's number, she's someone that inspires me and always praying for me. She always say, I wish to see you playing in South Africa. I said, okay. So I started talking to her on phone, sharing, and she helped me praying. So that was in 2018. So it was hard, but another door opened.
Another door opened. And I like how you are so young, despite going through all these things, you're so young, but you still have a lot of inspiration, and you're still, optimistic about life. You're still resilient. You're still seeing a blessing, even though things were dark, you're still seeing a blessing. And that, I'm super proud of you, because not a lot of people are able to do that. Not a lot of people are able to actually say, you know what, in this situation that I'm in, I can actually come out. And this is a lesson to a lot of people. If you are in a position right now where you are listening into the show and you are going through something, here is a 20-year-old young man who lost literally everything overnight. But in the midst of the storm, he was able to actually realize that, there is hope. There is hope. There is another door opening. So I really, 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 really admire that. Okay, so, and then obviously all these things that are happening to you just aligning. So when you left with the phone and the jacket, where did you then go to?
Then I went back to the elder's house. That's when it changed. I arrived there, and the next day they said to me, "We can't continue living with you."
Wow.
You see.
Okay.
So it was painful. I had nowhere to go. My house there was full of bush there and nothing, no progress there. So the only place to go, it was to my rural home where my grandmother is. That was the only place to go. See?
Right. So all this time your grandma was there, all these years.
Yeah, okay. She was there.
So was there never a time when you thought, even when the elder took you, that to say, let me just go stay with Gogo in the rural areas? Did you not think anything of that sort?
Yeah, it was hard for me, because if I decided, if by that time I decided to stay with Gogo, what about my football career? So that means I'm giving up.
Right. Okay. That's good. I wanted you to, because a lot of people will be thinking, Okay, so your grandmom was actually there. Why didn't you just go to Gogo? But here you are, you're explaining that no, it wasn't a case of you just going to Gogo because you also wanted to pursue your football career. So you decided to stay. Yeah. Understandable. So you had a dream, and no matter what obstacles came your way, you were determined. So you decided to just stay with the elders because you knew that your only way out of the situation was to pursue football. You needed to be in the capital city. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you went over to Gogo's house, this is like goodbye football, goodbye everything. You went to Gogo's house. What then happened at this point?
I didn't went to Gogo's house. Another miracle happened along the way.
Okay, what happened?
I said, the elder said, we can't continue living with you. Then I said, okay. Then he said, the only thing we can do is just to give you money. Then you can go and stay with Gogo. Then when things get better, we can give you a phone. Then you phone call. Then you come back. Then I said, okay, because I had no choice.
Yeah.
So I took my bag. On my way, I think of another coach that used to watch me when I was playing. When I was playing, then I gave him a call and said, Coach, I'm going through this and this. Can you please help me? And that coach said, currently I can't help you. I have a tournament this weekend. I could like to see you playing before I help you. Right. And I said, yeah. And I said, okay, coach, I'll be there. He said, okay, we'll see you there. So I had nowhere to go. Then so there's a friend of mine called Nathan. He's a former footballer, played for big teams. So I approached him and said, Nathan, I just need a place to stay. That's just for 3 days. Can I stay at your house? Then he said, it's okay, you can stay.
Mm.
So the following morning, I went to play a tournament there. Then we played that tournament. We lost first game, but we progressed to the next round. Then we go to the semi-finals. Then that's when we get to the finals.
Please tell me in these games you were scoring.
We played the first game. We lost 1-0. But the happiest moment for me, it was like the coach trusted me and he picked me into his first 11. He didn't know how good I am, but he trusted and said, I know you are good. So I'm feeding you for the starting lineup. So when we lost the first game, it was a little bit heavy for me because but the coach said to me, it's okay, we progress to another round. So when we go to another round, that's when we drew with another team and we go to the extra time and we go to the penalty shootouts. So the happiest moment for me was everyone finished to kick their penalties and it was only me left with the decider whether we go to the final or we are out of the tournament. And wow. And the stadium was packed, and I was the only one left. So I picked the ball. Then I was praying to God. I said, God, you are God of miracle. I need you now. I need you to show me. I can't do it without you. So the coach was sitting there. Then he called me and said, go on. Then I turned back. Then he said, I know you can do it. So he trusted me so much. Yeah. So I put the ball down. Then I looked at right, left, center. Then I see that the goalie is confused. Then I step back. That's when I scored. For me, it was something else to you.
I can see the happiness in your face.
Yeah, and even now I can go through those pictures where I was playing. Everyone followed me to the celebration, and I was happy. Then we progressed to the final. Yeah. So when we go to the final, unfortunately, we were beaten 1-0 in the final. But there was the reward there. That's when I get my first medal of football.
Right.
Yeah. So after that, we got runners up. We were Harare Junior League under 18 runners up for 2018. you see.
Yeah.
So for me, when I received that medal, it was something else that whenever I look at it now, I said, God, I faced these struggles, but you give me this reward. And to be honest, Mota, it was hard playing football. While least you have a lot in your mind, you are thinking like, where
Am I
am I going to
going?
go?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you need to focus. You need to. So for me, it was heavy, but I thank God that God led me through all of this. It was not because of I'm clever or stuff, but God carried me. So I received that medal, and I was happy. After that, I told the coach, Coach, oh, what can you do for me? And then the coach said, I'll give you a call. so, so, so I was sad again.
Wow.
The coach said, I can't help you now. I have a lot, but I'll call you. So I was sad. And the only way to go was to my granny. No other option there. And I go back to Nathan. Then I thank Nathan for staying at his place for 3 days. And he said, okay, I wish you the best. If I get something, I'll give you a call.
Yeah.
So I took my bag, walking, then I walking to the bus station.
Yeah.
So when I was walking, I think about my brother's friend who used to play with him in triangle. And I give him a call. I'm a person who talks, and I'm a person. So I give him a call and I explained everything that I was going through. Then he said, "Oh, you can come. You can come and stay with me." So you see how the route changed.
Yeah.
So I went to another city. I went to another city there. I was staying with this professional footballer, my brother's friend. So when I go there, I thought, oh, everything's going to be okay. I'm now staying with a footballer, and so I was expecting too much from him, like East. But that's when life started again there. Because I stayed with him in 2019. Then he could go for months without giving you money for food, anything. So I stayed at his place without food. Then I had to go around community. I had to make friends. I had to go to church. So I started going to church because it was new to me. I didn't know anyone. But when you are going something hard times, God always sends someone for you at the right moment.
Absolutely.
That's when I met my brother. Now he's no longer my friend. He's now my brother. His name is Dignity. So I met Dignity and I shared what I was going through because I was going through a lot. There's a certain time when I think about like, why am I living? Because it was heavy for me. I was like,
and you're only like 16, 17 years old at this point.
Yeah. So when I met Dignity, I shared what I was going through. Then he started helping me up and give me a word of encouragement, and he started being there for me. But by that time,
You've already seen a lot of miracles in your life, okay? You've already gone through the worst. You're now 20 years old. For the past 7 years, you have been finding and navigating your way into life. Life has got a beautiful purpose for you. God has a beautiful purpose for you, and you know it and you've seen it. So sometimes when you feel like you want to get emotional, shift your mind to be able to focus on the goodness that life has given you, the goodness of what God has blessed you with, and don't be sad.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But I'm okay, to be honest. I spent 7 years. I spent 7 years crying, wondering each and every day. So I spent 7 years, but at the end of a tunnel, there's a light. So when I came here, it's only like 3 months being here, but I've witnessed things beyond my imagination, beyond my understanding. I've seen a lot of things. that's some. I see that there's a God of miracle.
What
So
have you seen? What is the one biggest thing? The one biggest thing that I want you to say, because you've given a lot of blessings that have came your way. What is the one biggest blessing that you think that actually give me two big blessings? Or three is a good number, three is lucky. Give me three big things that you say to yourself, because there are some people that don't believe in miracles, that don't believe in how God can touch our lives, which is fine because people experience things in different ways. But you want to be able to share your experience to be able to inspire and motivate people. What is the three big things that you have gone through in life that you say, wow, that was definitely a miracle?
uh, when I get my first medal in 2018, that was a miracle.
Because you
That
came
was
in
a
at the
miracle.
start. You were not even meant to be playing in that tournament, were you?
No, I was not meant to be playing that team. That was a new team. I started all games, but that was a new team. So it was something that that was a miracle. Like it's not easy for a coach just to trust someone and decided to drop some of his players and pick you up.
Mm, yeah,
So for me that was a miracle. And
right.
another miracle is when I played against
A
the,
professional team. Mm.
the professional team in my first game in that year in that season. I played a top team which was leading, and we were only number 13. Then the coach decided to put me in the starting 11. Uh, that was my first game of the season, and I witnessed a miracle because we didn't lose, we drew. So that was another miracle for me.
Mm.
And it's a miracle that the three, we're not three now. The three is that seeing the beautiful world that God has created. Being here, it's a miracle for me because living in front of the beach, it's something that I used to watch in television. It's something
Oh,
that I
wait
achieved.
a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You skipped that part. So now you did tell me that you didn't tell the listeners that now you are living at a house by the beach.
Yeah,
So okay. So now that your journey to South Africa is for you to be a professional footballer.
yeah, and for me to go deep to God.
And the journey to God, right? Right. So Tess welcomed you when you got to South Africa and sorted everything for you.
Yeah, she did, and yeah,
And everything is sorted that you now have a house by the beach.
yeah. I'm staying with them for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, everything is
God
good.
is good. God is good. From being in a place where you almost went to live with Gogo in the rural areas, you could have been diverted, but God showed up. I see why you speak of miracles. And now you are in South Africa. I remember as well the first time when I started to speak to you and you were telling me about the journey of going to South Africa and stuff. And it sounded like it was quite hard, that it was never going to come because obstacles kept on happening. But eventually you then got there. You know, that's another testimony, isn't it?
Yeah, it's another testimony, and
So now what is life like for you now? What's happening now?
yeah, it's 3 months now, and life is good. I'm witnessing a lot of testimony each and every day. God is working.
God is working. You're settled now in South Africa?
Yeah, I'm settled now, but I don't.
Wow.
I'm still looking for a team, but I'm staying. I'm settled.
Wow. God is good. You have been such an inspiration, Goni, because you're if people were to hear your story when you started, they'll think you're elderly. Goni is only 20 years old, started living on his own at the age of 13. Along the way, God would he would just meet good citizens, good Samaritans, people that would help him, people that would understand that it takes a village to raise a child. We are at the part of the shift, which is very crucial, Ngoni, where now I want you to give your positive, from your experience and everything that you've gone through. Now, can you give in that positivity? Give us that positive message, that message you say to me, I want to share my message with the world. Please share it.
What I want to say is whenever you are going throughout this time, don't lose hope, don't give up, don't quit. Keep pushing, stay positive always, and always trust in God. There's always a light at the end of a tunnel. No matter how things get hard, God will always be there for you, because we have our own plan, but God is the last decision to make. So what I want to tell everyone is that no matter you are going through hard time, you don't have parents and stuff, but never lose hope, and just keep on pushing, keep on praying, and keep on believing in yourself. Even the world, even when nobody else won't believe in you, but keep on believing in yourself. Keep on telling yourself positive things that you are going to make it, and you will make it. Because if you don't push yourself, then there's no one else going to push you. So you have to push yourself. You have to stay positive, and you have to pray. And you also have to seek the kingdom of God first, and all these things will follow you. When you always pray for wisdom, pray for knowledge, and all the things that you want will follow. That's what I learned for me. Solomon prayed for wisdom, and wealth came. Abraham prayed for his son, and God gave him generation. So we need to pray for wisdom, not to pray for other things that are tangible, because those things will end. So for me, I think we need to stay positive all the time, and we need to surround ourselves with people who motivate us. Because for me to be where I am, it's because I was surrounded with good people. I was surrounded with people who motivate me. So sometimes you might go through hard times, then don't end up being with wrong people because you're going through hard times. So we must always stay positive, and we must always shift our mind, and must always know how to deal with our mind, because shifting your mindset is very important for you, and you must always stay positive no matter what. So for me, that stay positive and show love to everyone. Love everyone. It's even when you don't have anything, but just show love to everyone. That's the message that I want to give everyone. We must show love and stay positive and shift our mindset to goals that we want. So we must shift our mindset to our goals.
I like that. I like the shift in your mindset, because that's exactly what we aspire to do. This is the whole point of us having this show. We want to look after our well-being. There's one aspect that I wanted to ask, if you don't mind me asking. You spoke about the fact that you also had depression and anxiety and your well-being and everything. But even though you were young, you were like in your teens, 16, 17, 18, And I think this is a crucial thing, for us as people, as parents, as grandparents, as all these things. Young people are being affected mentally as well. Young people battle things in the same way we battle things. Young people have they need their well-being supported. They need people to support their well-being, and we need to keep an eye, because a lot of young people are suffering, because usually as adults, you think, what can you possibly worry about when you had a roof over your head? And he was resilient, and he's talking about mentally he was affected. We need to look out for our young people. We need to be able to empower our young people. We need to be able to also look to them for inspiration. I am inspired, Goni, by your journey. You know what I mean? Like when I started the show, I'll also give a testimony about how I know you. I told the people that I knew you. You actually, I think you're finding it hard because you call me Mama Muta. I think you're finding it hard at this point to call me by name. I'm actually his mom, his other mom in a way. And we met by default. He approached me, okay? And sometimes people approach you and you just know people approach you. But he approached me, and I kid you not, okay, he sent me a message, and I was like, oh, okay, fine, I'll see what I can do. But I went to sleep. I never told him this. I'm going to tell him, because I want you to understand that God is moving in the way that God is moving, okay? So you sent me a message, yada, yada, yada. You told me exactly what was going on. I said to you, okay, we'll see what we can do. And I left it, right? And you told me a story which if somebody was to hear your story for the first time, they'll be like, this guy, people are trying to scam people. So in my mind, I won't lie, at the back of my mind, I was like, this is one of the requests I always get, on people on Facebook. This is on Facebook a couple of years ago. He messaged me and he told me his story, and he told me where he's going, where he wanted to be. So I was like, this is one of the people on Facebook trying to scam, yada, yada, yada. I went to sleep because I'm also a prayerful person. I went to sleep. I had a dream about him, and I heard somebody in my dream telling me I needed to help him. I didn't tell him. I just messaged him back on Messenger. I was like, okay, cool. What do you need? What do I need to do? And you never knew this, but I want you to be reassured that faith you have pays. Whatever voice led you to speak to different people at different times is being heard, okay? I never told you this, to the point that, we grew a relationship. He's now my son, and my adopted son might speak. I'm going to speak like a mother speaks to their child, because now people know that you are my son. I want you to always remember that the bad things that have happened to you in life, all the things that made you cry, all the heartaches and everything, are not a part of who you become, okay?
Yeah.
I want you to be able to always have a mindset whenever that anxiety starts to creep in, whenever that anger starts to creep in. I know there are people that you think they have let you down in certain areas. I want you to get to a place of forgiveness, okay? Yeah. Sometimes in times when we are upset, not because we are upset or, when people don't keep their word, and we get deterred and we become upset because of what people have done to us, sometimes we end up sounding bitter and ungrateful because we are tapping into that negative energy. Yeah. I want you to always remember, whenever you feel like some people let you down, I want you to always remember of the good things, that even though some people let you down, they were not meant to be part of your journey, because you are here and you are sharing your testimony. I want you to be able to find forgiveness in your heart. Everything else, you are on point. But all the other things that have happened to you, or the people that you feel like they've let you down, people that you feel like they set you back, I want you to forgive them because you are not your circumstances. And you can clearly see that by the things that you are saying about your life. Okay? There's also a powerful testimony about, look at you, at the age of 30, you dropped out of school at 12 actually. And look at how you finished your full show speaking fluent English. You know what I mean? You are adapting in a new country, everything is going on so well. So there is a lot for you to be grateful for. And whenever you want to think of the pain other people have caused you or some disappointments you have met, I need you to focus on the goodness that will follow you for the rest of your life. Yeah. Because you are a good boy. And I am so proud of you. I'm so, so, so proud of you. I'm so proud that you're my son. I'm so proud that, every little thing that you're achieving. I'm so proud about, how you are resilient, how you are determined, how, when you want something, you work hard. Most importantly, I'm so proud of the fact that you know God and you pray and never stop praying, my son. It's been amazing having you on the show today. I don't know if you have any other words to say. Can you please tell Tess I say thank you so much? Thank you so much for everything that you're doing, and I'm sending Tess so much love and light. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the world before you go today?
Yeah, I want to say to everyone, never stop praying, and always love your parents, show them love, obey them each and every time, and listen to them each and every way that they teach you. Because for me to be who I am, it's because of my mother. She teaches me how to believe in God. She teaches me how to pray. So my way to everyone is that when your parents are teaching you something, take note of that. Keep that in your head. And because they are our blessings. So whenever they are talking, we must always listen. We must always respect them. We must always obey them. So I'm saying to everyone out there, still have parents alive, and just even everyone who's become a parent, just obey them, listen to them, be a good child, and be a child who fear God, and be a child who always stick to God no matter how things get hard. And I want to thank everyone who helped me from day one since now. I want to thank you. You're always in my prayers, everyone, my friends. Can't mention them because there are many, but I love them, and I always pray for them that God will continue blessing them. And I also want to thank you, Mama Musa, for believing in me, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak out. Because since I arrived here, I always heard a voice in my heart like, speak up, share your story. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my story. And yeah, I'm really grateful. And I also want to I received my new soccer boots anyway. I want to thank Ron who bought me some soccer boots. And I want to thank everyone who support me in my dream. I will make them proud one day. I know that. So thank you so much for being there for me. Don't do it for me alone. Keep doing it for others out there.